Hi, welcome back to Girls Dream Big video blog series featuring incredible women and their story. I'm Stacy Tabman, founder and CEO of Girls Dream Big, and I'm excited for our guest today, Amanda Stanec. She is the founder of Move, Live, Learn, which to me sounds like an amazing company. For me, growing up, I was a gymnast. I don't know if you know that, and up until gymnastics, I was kind of a lost kid, and gymnastics is what gave me confidence and helped me find myself. So I love what you're doing.
That's awesome.
And so you probably should have a moment to tell us what you're doing. So how are you a girl dreaming big?
Well, Move, Live, Learn, what I wanted to do was try to bring all the different sectors that help support people to live a healthy, active lifestyle to the same table, to come up with solutions to normalize healthy, active living rather than make that the abnormal piece of society. And so I bring sport, physical education, and health, and education in general to the same table, and to solve problems and to complete contracts. And within that, every single project that I do, it happens with a social justice lens. And so that those youth who are the most marginalized are actually at the beginning of the conversation rather than an appendix at the back of a report. And so that's something that I think was really inspired from my time as an education professor back in Canada, where I'm from, before I relocated to the States. And so I was really inspired by my colleagues who were very committed to social justice, and it's definitely something that I am, it's extremely important to me to keep that as a thread throughout all of my work.
Yeah, what an interesting mix of so many different things.
Yeah, I always say I don't have a conventional career path, but I always wanted to have options.
Okay.
And so I never saw myself, when I went back for my master's degree or when I went back for my doctoral degree, I didn't go back thinking then that I narrowed my opportunities. It was that I was going to keep doors open. And actually Move, Live, Learn was born by accident.
Really?
Yeah, I was off on maternity leave with my first child, and I had relocated from Canada, so kind of the deal was I get a year, because that's what you get in Canada.
That's nice, you get a whole year?
You do.
Wow.
You pay for in taxes, but it's so worth it, I think. And so we were, when I was off, I would have former colleagues and friends. They would send me emails, hey, could you review this for us, or oh, could you write this one course for us? And my partner, he looked at me and he said, you put yourself out there a little bit.
Oh, right.
If people actually knew that you were interested in this, because he was moving around a lot for his work.
Okay.
And so, yeah, the next thing I knew, I had a website and I made it official. But it wasn't that I had this, I want to own my own business. I loved being a professor. Before that, I loved teaching middle school.
Right.
It was just that I wanted to take kind of every opportunity as it came. Yeah.
And I love that you stayed open, because so often those opportunities do come from these random weird paths, and all of a sudden here we are doing these amazing things.
Yeah, and when I was working solely in education, I'm not going to lie, I really missed sport. But I knew when I had the opportunity to coach Division I soccer, I knew that I was very passionate about physical education and health education.
Right.
And so now I get to work almost 50-50 in both sectors.
Oh, wow.
And so I do feel very lucky for that.
Well, that's amazing that you went down that path. Now, what gave you the courage to pursue all this? Because, I mean, it's amazing, all that you're doing.
Well, thank you. I think that I love the journey of hard work. I do like the challenge, and I love meeting people throughout the journey and making sure that I have people review my work as I go, so it's the best it can be. And I think throughout that, I just gained wonderful relationships, and within that, when you have a great team, a trusted circle, you kind of feel like your areas of weakness you're okay with because you know where to draw from it. So I definitely feel like my circle is wonderful, and I call on and draw from that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, speaking of advice, you just gave us already a good piece of advice, but is there any other advice you'd give your younger self or to a teenage girl? Thinking back to your high school days.
Yeah. I would say don't look for praise from anybody.
Ooh, that's interesting. I like that.
Yeah, just look in the mirror. And if you're happy with your effort for that day, then stand tall and be proud of that, because there's jobs I don't get still. There's lots that I got a great one this week. I'm so excited. But there's other contracts that I apply for and I don't even know if they've ever received it, So but it doesn't matter. Like, if they don't think that I'll do the best job, although I know that I think I would with my circle, that's okay. Like, I don't have a bad feeling toward them. I did my best in my proposal. So I really think, you know, as a college student, there were jobs that I didn't get on campus, and then there was an amazing job I did get on campus. And so just looking for that within, and not needing such support from others, but just really being proud of your effort, and defining success as the effort that you're giving is really important. I'm getting all pumped up. I'm gonna have to go for a run now.
No, and I think that's so important, because I think not just for positive, but we also look outward for negative too. We base so much of who we are when we're younger on what everyone else is saying.
Exactly.
When ultimately what they're saying shouldn't really matter to us, because it's more a reflection of them.
I totally agree.
Yeah. Great. So we've talked about all the amazing things you've done, but have you ever struggled? Because I think it's important to show kind of behind the curtain too.
Oh yeah. I struggle daily. Absolutely. There are a lot of times, you know, when people will say, "You're so lucky," and I am. I always like to respond, I'm very lucky in that I had amazing parents and family, and I'm very lucky in that I've avoided bad luck.
Yeah.
You know, I've really avoided bad luck.
Yeah.
But the work that goes on behind, you know, the struggle of, you know, when you have your own business of staying up till 2:30 in the morning, you know, or before the kids were going to this great school, you know, I was balancing, you know, all of that, so it was not as much sleep that I think is needed to be healthy.
Yeah.
There was also times when I've had male colleagues say to me, you know, let me know that they were given a higher salary than I was given on certain things. And so how you handle that is, one time I resigned from a position because I wanted to give them a lot of notice, and so they tried to terminate my contract because they could save money, but I was just trying to give them more time.
Yeah.
So those were things that, you know, I didn't want to leave anything on a bad taste, and so I think communication is so key to overcome some of these struggles, and also not to then think that everybody's out against females, because I've had so many strong males support me throughout the journey, but just recognizing, and sometimes some of the struggles came from other females. So it's not like necessarily a male versus female kind of conversation, but just, of course there will be struggles, and that's part of what makes our life story more rich, is how we handle it. Again, looking in that mirror, and if we can be proud of the way we handled it and thought about our actions before we reacted, I think then we continue to grow and persevere through the struggles.
And I think it goes back to that thing you were saying earlier, having that strong network of friends to be there so that you have someone to kind of lean on.
Yeah. My partner, he's my sounding board, you know, and so we talk things through, but I never react.
Yeah, because life's not in a bubble, right? You can't handle it by yourself. You need people around you to support you through that.
Yeah, which is why, too, it's so important for youth to really be thinking strongly about who is in their circle. You know, if there are people that were your friends since you were very young and you feel like it's hard to break away, but they're not positive influences for a variety of reasons in your circle, you know, you really need to be mindful of that, and then, because that's not always easy.
Yeah, my favorite quote is, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with."
I like that.
And I think that's so important. I mean, who you surround yourself with really shapes your view on the world, your view on your life.
Yeah.
And you just have to be really thoughtful about it.
I agree, 100%.
Yay! Yeah. Now you get me all pumped up too. So tell me, what's the thing that you love the most about what you're doing?
I feel like the thing that I love the most is that with these contracts that I do, whether it's developing activities for NFL Play 60, or it's writing Jackie Joyner Kersey's Winning in Life curriculum for youth.
That's amazing.
Yeah, is that I feel like I'm getting to work with some amazing people who care about youth and understand that youth are assets to communities. And so that's I love the most, is that I get to respect youth and children in my work and treat them like the human beings that they are, and not feel like they're trouble or they're delinquents, but actually they're community's biggest assets. I mean, younger children look up to high school kids.
Absolutely.
And, you know, high school youth, their energy that they can give older people, and their optimism. And, you know, if anyone ever says to you, "Oh, just wait till you're older," they still say that to me, and I'll be turning 40 soon. So, you know, it's that is what I love the most about what I do, is getting to respect children and youth in in the work that I do.
Absolutely. I feel the most alive when I'm sitting down with a teenager.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, wonderful. We appreciate your time. Your advice is awesome. If someone wanted to learn more about you, where would they go?
Oh, well, my website is movelive.learn.com. And my Twitter handle is @MoveLiveLearn. And then there is also a Facebook page, which I've been neglecting in this weather because it's so nice outside.
And you just ran an Ironman.
Yeah, I did on Sunday. What's today? Wednesday. Yeah, in Coeur d'Alene. Yeah, that was really fun.
Wow. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks.
Thank you.